Hello, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this is the first of 4 sessions of Fallout 2D20, which is the new Modiphius RPG based on the Fallout universe. Now, Modiphius did another version of the RPG that was tied to closer to their miniatures game, but this is their new version that is tied into the house 2D20 system. So we're going to be trying it out. Right now they have a starter set out for it and the main core book. So we're anxiously looking forward to what comes next. This is very much based on Fallout 4, the Commonwealth setting and things like that. Those will be in the background, but we're going to be doing our own building of things as we go along through here. And let me talk about our setup for this. This is our cats, sort of concept, approach, tone, all of those things. So the concept, of course, is this is Fallout is based on a video game, and which a very popular, hugely popular series, which my most experience has been with Fallout 1 and 2, and getting my ass kicked in Fallout 1 and 2. And then watching my niece play a ton of Fallout through that, and then looking at secondary materials and things like that. I've been goofing around in Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4, trying those out, realizing exactly what my limitations are as a person who cannot aim very well or move the cursor very well on a console. But amusingly, of course, Fallout originally was supposed to be the GURPS video game. And then there was some disputes between Steve Jackson and the company in terms of what was done. And essentially Fallout 1 and 2, if you look at it, is very much GURPS with the like the details kind of lightly wiped away. And that has evolved since then. So this game is post-apocalyptic in a future setting, but very much an alternate timeline. And we have a retro future. We have a world that has evolved very differently, though war never changes, but we all recognize that. So there's a lot of pop culture and a lot of specific in jokes for the setting. It is a high-tech setting, but it's fallen. So it is a setting that when you really look hard at it, there's some questionable like about how things actually look. We just go with it. That's the beauty of this thing. It doesn't entirely make sense, but it's got a really strong look to it. So in terms of our approach, what we're going to be doing, we're doing character creation today, which means that we're going to be kind of walking through that process. I will pause the recording during that. So those of you who often write to me and say, there's a 20-minute silence at this point, I say, yes, this won't be for this one. We're going to do that. Then we're going to do some vault creation because we're going to be starting in a vault. We're going to talk about what the circumstances of that vault are. Then we're going to drop us into the mix, play out some things, see where we get to from that. And I'll come back to that in a moment. Our tone is, well, Fallout's weird. Like it is serious, but kind of goofy at the same time. This is a difficult balance, I think, to strike at the table. We're going to try for it. We're going to aim for it. And that's sort of where we've got the video game as a strong touchstone. And we're going to see where we end on the spectrum, because different segments of Fallout are, alternately very goofy or very serious. So we're going to go play around with that. And so we're going to try and balance that out. It does mean that given this the Fallout universe, there are some things that are in the universe setting that we have to consider. Cannibalism and the ghouls and all of those things are a prominent feature of the setting. Slaves and slavery are an element that occurs in this setting. These are things that we want to be aware of and figure out how much we want to veil that or keep away from that. We'll want to be as respectful as we can of those choices. It's also a game that really is about shooting people in the face. So that is the other piece of subject matter that is occurring here. To help with that, we do have a set of safety tools. We have in the Character Keeper, we have a set of lines and veils. Lines being hard lines of, nope, this is not something I want to see in the game. Veils being, if it occurs, we're going to fade to black on it. We're going to reference it off screen. And then we've got ask first if you're like, okay, I want it, but I definitely want to check in before we go to that. So during the character creation process, take a bit of time to take a look and add in anything there. I added some things already on my side. I did put a romance matrix. I don't know how much that's going to be an issue in the game, but I've put a matrix for that in there as well. The other set of our layered safety tools is, of course, we are using the X card. I want to remind you that X card is used for material that you find objectionable, that you find problematic, that you find wildly off tone. These are all reasons to do that. And as I learned from Rich, if you don't X card something a couple of times and then later on you're like, oh, now this is starting to bug the shit out of me, it is legit to X card it when it pops up later. That is entirely reasonable. And then, of course, we have the open door policy. I mean, that you can step away at any time if you need to walk away. If you can tell us that you'll be right back or not be right back, that would help. In addition to that, that also means that let's say you get done with the session, you're like, that is not the game I thought it was going to be. That means that it is more than reasonable for you to write to me and say, no, thank you, I'd rather not come back. As with any of these safety tool usages, you don't have to defend your choices. You never have to do that. You just tell us, we accept it, and we move on. So those tools are in play for this, and I think are really important. Now, let me tell you about your vault in general, and then we're going to go, I'm going to pause the recording so we can talk about character creation, because this is going to affect like whether the vault is already been opened or not open, depending on how things occur in terms of players. You are in Vault 44. Vault 44 is also known as the Complex. Vault 44 is a vault that is sponsored by Electrovic. As you may know, Nuka-Cola held dominant market sway in the beverage market in our future. There were other players that squeezed out what they could. And one of the ways they did this is they gave up on the sort of soda beverage market, and they went for the sports drink market. Electrovic is one of the few remaining players in the beverage market at the time of the fall, focusing entirely on sports drinks with the most nutritional benefit for athletes and people pursuing athletic pursuits. Now, the Complex is focused on athletes, athleticism, and sports. That is the world that they've been brought up. This is the social experiment that you have been raised in if you're a vault dweller in this, or if you've come in after the vault has been open, depending on how people choose their characters. You've been exposed to this. Electrovic is the beverage of choice throughout. And in fact, the organic materials, plants, and things like that have been specially tuned to thrive on Electrovic, just like people do. The leader of the vault is called the coach. We'll figure out who the coach is when we come to that, but that is the basics. We'll talk about more about that sort of after character creation. We'll do some looks at the vault here. So with that in mind, I'm going to pause the recording here. So just for those of you who, while we were doing our character creation, we've got our three primary characters made up. We're coming back in. This is Vault 44. As I mentioned, it's a sports complex, and it has been open for a couple of years. the vault itself is still somewhat hidden, but they do have some outsiders who work with the vault. So that's the big deal. So go ahead, Jason.
Okay, so Cole Henry uses he, him. He is a survivor. He is a wasteland merc. I picture him as sort of a hard-bitten man in his early 50s who sometimes he's a sheriff, sometimes he's a bounty hunter. He's, for one reason or another, he's found his way to Vault 44. Is that what we're at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he specializes in shooting a gun, and he's got a hunting rifle. He's good at sneaking, and he's good at talking.
And like, do you imagine him coming from like a big like city ruin settlement, or from like a town, or more of a like a real frontiersy kind of thing?
Yeah, I think he's like a frontiersy. He definitely has a Western spin to his character. So I think I'm picturing us like one of those Western small towns, like a ranch or something, or a small agricultural community that maybe faced some trauma, some bad events happened that led him to wander the wasteland.
Is that town still around?
I'm picturing it burned down for some
Okay,
reason. Something bad happened. Yeah.
town burned down. So that's the when we have you have the shock, we have the flashback to the town on fire kind of shots.
Right. Right.
Do you imagine that you have any family, or you purely like you are alone in the world?
Um, I, this one question I had on gear. Does everybody get a trinket? Like my character doesn't have it on his list, but some do, some don't. Like,
I
do you
think your
just
tag skills give you access to stuff like that, right? And then
Let's see.
doesn't everyone get to choose a trinket?
like some of the lists have trinkets
Yeah,
on them and some don't.
you always get a trinket.
Okay. So yeah,
So
I'm thinking the trinket he has then is he has like a locket, like
okay.
a silver locket, and inside of it is a picture of presumably his family, his wife and children. So maybe they were lost.
So had a wife, had kids, they were lost,
Right.
died in this fire, and you traveled on. How long
Yeah.
do you think you've been with this vault? Is it relatively recently, or did you meet up with them relatively soon after they had to kind of open up, or somewhere in between?
Probably a couple months. We can
Okay.
spell this out better, but I've seen him as sort of he's the one that knows how things really are out in the wasteland, and maybe these guys are a little naive. That's kind of my vision.
And tell us about the perks that you took.
Yeah, he has Ghost, which makes him basically better at sneaking, and he has Center Mass, which allows me to choose to hit the torso for free on any shot and re-roll a die, I believe, something like that.
And are you picturing very much sort of the Western outfit, the duster, and
Yeah. My image is Kurt Russell from Bone Tomahawk. So he's got sort of a kind of like a suit, he has formal clothes and he has tough clothing. So I'm envisioning like he's wearing a suit that's a little dusty, and then he has like a duster, like a long, maybe that's the tough clothing, a leather duster or some rugged piece of clothing. And he also has a piece because he knows how the way this world works. He also has a piece of leather armor underneath his suit, to protect his chest.
So what is it that has made you stick around with this vault? Like what is it? I mean, maybe you won't admit it, but what's the connection here that has kept you, like, you want to have this place survive, you want to attach yourself to it?
I think it's probably the creature comforts. I imagine they're better supplied than other places I've been, right? So yeah, I think it's just he needs somewhere to rest, and I don't know, he's imagining maybe this place will last.
How do you think that people like generally react to outsiders? Are they nervous? Are they excited? Or particularly to you?
I think they're condescending. I think they have a sense of superiority to survivors like me, wastelanders like me.
And what do you make of this focus on athleticism and sports and so on that is present?
I think it's part of me judging these people as kind of naive. That way of looking at the world seems archaic at this point, given the reality of the waste.
So there may be a little of each of you views the other as condescending in their own regards.
Yeah.
Which just remind me, everyone, you may add 1 to one of the following skills because of your time in Vault 44. You may add 1 to athletics, speech, melee, throwing, survival, or unarmed, even if that takes you above the skill cap.
Okay. Read that list again.
Athletics, speech, melee, throwing, survival, or unarmed. You may add 1 to one of those skills.
Okay.
It does mean for you vault dwellers that like when people do kind of challenge you to competitions or things like that, like that's something you're into. Like you like if like the idea of challenges like that. Who's an NPC in the vault, Cole, that you have some genuine like interest or affection or paternal or brotherly or romantic? Who's that?
Hmm.
And there may
I
be other people that are non-vault dwellers who are here as well. So the
right.
pool is fairly large.
Yeah. I think hmm, mm, mm, mm. I think there's a teenage boy named Hal.
Okay.
He reminds me of my son, maybe.
Cool. I like that. All right, I think that gives us a good sense of who you are. Let's come to you, Rich. Tell us about your character.
You bet, Lowell. I am playing a vault dweller, not security, just a regular vault citizen. Because if we're starting off in a vault, then somebody needs to be. I decided that would be cool, even though we have 2. A character is of Asian descent, which, if in Fallout history before the war, there was a lot of conflict with China. So while his family has been in the vault for many generations, they still are looked at as if they're a bit different. His name is Hideki Tanaka, but everybody calls him Hype, which is this, sports name. He's an incredible athlete, fantastic at multiple sports. He is, in many ways, the idealized Vault 44 prototype. He speaks in vague, team-oriented ways, refuses to take personal credit for things, but is still undeniably creative or competitive, not super creative. And I think his family weren't athletes, so there's a weird push-pull between his parents, who are mechanics, engineers, and I think his older sister has left the vault. And occasionally he gets letters from her about how, well, according to her, everything's great. Keiko is his sister's name. And Keiko Tanaka will write him letters talking about the amazing, fascinating things that she's found. And he is just rude enough to think that it's 100% true.
And what did you take for your perk?
For perk, I decided to take finesse. Once per combat encounter, you may reroll all the damage dice on a single damage roll without spending any luck points.
That is very nice.
I don't know. I just grabbed it. We may go with something different later,
Yeah,
but that's
no,
what I have.
you will have the opportunity to remake those selections. And as I said, we will be leveling up at least a couple times here over the course of this, so we'll have the opportunity for more perks or raising of stats. So like, is he truly, an all-American all-rounder, or does he have a particular sport like hockey or baseball or wrestling that is his favored sport?
Well, this is me.
Right, I know.
So
It's a fixed question in some ways.
I mean, I think it's mostly for the audience. Baseball. He starts because of the way equipment works. He starts with a baseball bat because I took some tag skill in melee, and that sounds great. So I think he's very, very good. But I think he is probably like a defensive back in football and quite good because of his speed and agility. He's also surprisingly strong. But ultimately, it's on the baseball field. He's a two-way player. In fact, he's an excellent
So
pitcher.
you're a strong, young, bright star hope of whatever teams, and we'll talk about how teams are organized a little bit later and that kind of thing. Who is your rival?
Ooh, I think my rival, and this is where I'm going to grab from the glow in the dark game, which is somebody's Fallout Force in the Dark game with the serial numbers filed off, who I think they call him Temple.
Okay.
And he's not fast, but they say he's wrestled a super mutant. He is very strong.
Tiny bit older, so has a little bit a stronger reputation for that.
It's aging too, which I'm sure bothers him.
And is your rivalry like, oh, this is something that drives me to be competition, or is it that old guy? God damn it! What do you think that relationship is?
I think that it's evolved. It started off as, this guy is amazing and he does some things that I can't do. And then I started to challenge him in a few competitions, and it started turning really nasty as he's this faded glory, and now he's turned to more underhanded tricks and name calling, and now I really don't like him, but it didn't have to be this way.
Okay. And what is your baseball position? Like, where are you, fielder? Are you pitcher? Catcher?
It's he pitches, and then on rest days he'll head out into the field, into the outfield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does Vault 44 use the designated hitter rule?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think that the designated hitter rule is not in effect because pitchers should be able to hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. I think that gives us a good sense of who Hideki is. Let's come to your character, Will.
So my character is Vicky Trent, who is better known as Fizz, because she is part of the physio team down in the complex. And that's, I think, kind of, she's never been a natural athlete herself. She's never quite had the stamina for it, but she's super passionate about Electrovic, and she's just shocked at the appalling nutritional regime of the Wastelands, and believes in spreading the miracle of Electrovic to the shattered world. People are crying out for water, but only because they don't know about the true miracle that is Electrovic. She's a huge, very supportive, always patching people up, giving people exercise regimes and, tell them to do exercise stuff that she would never do herself, but she knows that it would work for them. But secretly, she's also completely addicted to these things called cigarettes that perhaps Cole brought with him to the vault. And whenever she would scream blue murder at any member of the complex who smoked and compromised their respiratory capacity in such a fashion. That'll cut down from by at least a 20 percentile, right? But I mean, they just taste so good. Yeah, and that's Vicky Fish-Trent. She has the Vault Tech security armor and helmet. I think that complex games can get pretty rowdy.
Mm-hmm.
And that, as the physio on the team, she's, they're often being told, that like to people trying to sabotage, like get other competitions and stuff. And so like the overseer the coach does issue the physios with security gear so that they can't be threatened by other vault dwellers into sabotaging the athletes.
Absolutely. Occasionally having to go in and ref games and break up scrums and okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And maybe even wrestle certain, athletes who just won't stop trying, coach, and for their own safety.
I like that. And I do know that you have the Vault Kid, which Rich will also have, which does the endurance bonus there
to
for
resist the
resisting
effects
disease.
of disease.
And tell me, where do you have to sneak off to have a smoke? I mean, do you actually have to go out and leave the vault, or is there a place within the vault that you've got that is where you go to have a puff?
A place within the vault. I mean, there must be a place within the vault, right? Where, because once I'm outside of the vault, like, who cares, frankly?
Okay.
It's part of my disguise as a cunning wastelander to hide the location of the vault, to have these bad habits. But within the vault, I mean, it's a sporty place. Can anyone think of a good?
Underneath the bleachers?
Underneath the bleachers. Yeah, that's the classic place, isn't it? Smokes underneath the bleachers.
Down there in amongst like the trash and rad rats that are back there. That's the best place.
Here was me thinking like, I mean, like the steam room would be a terrible place to have a cigarette, but nobody's got to smell the smoke because it would be completely taken out from the steam room, right? But your cigarette would just be soggy the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what it would be like.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah, it's got to be the bleachers though, hasn't it? Underneath the bleachers. The broken sets right at the back of the big room, the big court.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kind of imagine Vault the complex has like some sort of, like portal style kind of like moves out of the walls, replaces it, like, so it's like a sort of multi-capacity kind of like arena, like today we're playing baseball, tomorrow it's soccer, whatever, right? And it goes and it breaks down frequently.
Yeah, several different reconfigurable multi-purpose stadium rooms. I like that. And who is it that like you're attached to in the vault, as a strong friend or a romantic interest or a family figure? Who is that?
I think the significant figure in my life is actually one of the outsiders who has come to the vault, perhaps.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe our like sort of like our chosen trader, like our middleman, like the guy who we sent. Because I remember if we kept our location fairly clandestine, we must have like recruited a relatively trustworthy agent at some point, right? Not just Cole to do stuff, but like a guy who actually like has some sort of caravan, brings things, maybe a ghoul. Who fascinates me because like you're so unhealthy, like even Electrovic can't restore your complexion, but yet you're so strong at the same time.
I like that. That sounds great. We'll
Both
figure out a
with
name
our
for them
interests.
at some point. I think that gives us a good sense of who you are. I do have to swing back to Cole. Cole, did you choose a trait from your survivor?
I have what do they call it? The one that gives you 2 extra to your special.
Oh, the gifted. Okay.
Gifted, yeah, and then I took 1 extra perk.
Okay. Excellent. We're going to take our break. We'll go to about 30 minutes after. We'll come back and we'll figure out a few other things about the vault. And then we're going to kind of like just to try out the rules, get ourselves in a bad place that you have to extricate yourselves from. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pause the recording. So Vault 44. Hype. Tell me about the vault leader coach. What are they like? Male, female, they, them? Like what? Who are they?
Gosh, I had an image and I'm going to go with it for a face claim, but I'll need some help. It's a she, and it's, oh goodness, it was the coach on Glee, female comedian who's been on a
Oh,
bunch of like the mockumentary
yes.
things. She's incredibly funny, but I just loved her striking appearance as a coach.
What is her name?
Oh, maybe it's not the coach because that's Sue Sylvester is the character.
Yeah, she's
And
the cheerleading.
Jane Lynch. There we
Jane
go.
Lynch.
Thank you, my Google. Jane Lynch. So let's just go with Jane, so it's
Okay.
easier to remember.
So the coach is Jane. So it's sort of similar personalities, kind of what you're imagining too.
Coach Sue Jane, and yes, similar personality. So very strident, always wears a red tracksuit and a whistle and a visor. She's got a lot to say. She always has feedback. You could always be better.
So do you imagine that the coach position is that hereditary? Is it a mentor apprentice thing? Is it a competitive thing? Like, how do you get to be the
I think
coach
it's competitive.
of the vault?
I think it's a
Okay.
little bit of a meritocracy. Like she was a superstar athlete in her earlier days and is still now able to kick all your asses.
All right. So we got Coach Sue Jane in charge of this. Cole, like outside when you come to the vault itself, like where is the entrance concealed? Are we inside of a mountain? Are we under a building? Are we, by a lake? Like where is the entrance to Vault 44?
Apparently there's a baseball field too. So I'm thinking it's up on like a plateau. So maybe there's like a narrow canyon you have to go up to get to the entrance, and then maybe there's another exit to the top of the plateau where the baseball field is.
Okay. So maybe a somewhat mountainous area. The mountain's probably gotten reshaped by events, but to get it, so that means that it's fairly easy to secure the passage to it, which is probably the reason it has maintained its ability to hide and its security over this time. Fizz, how is the like the sort of the vault itself organized? Are they variable teams? Are there set teams? Are there divisions? Like what is the social organization going on there?
Leagues and teams.
Okay. And
I
are
think
they
teams
set
are,
or?
I think that leagues are like the hierarchy
Okay.
of our like you're in the Premier League, you're in the second league, you're in amateur league, whatever, right? So leagues form the sort of social classes of our society, and teams form the kind of like work details and smaller units, and you can move between teams on a sort of like like agreement basis kind of
Okay.
thing. Like there are people who are like the leaders of teams and stuff, and they approve or disapprove it kind of thing. But moving between the leagues, well, that requires the coaches.
Okay.
You know,
So this hierarchy of coaches that have the permission, that have the kind of control over the choices there.
does that?
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I imagine when the kids play games, even there's somebody who gets to be the coach and like,
And
I
I
like
think
that.
you can be in a higher league individually than your team necessarily is.
Okay.
Like it's not like everybody within a thing is in like amateur league, like, but there is a certain like natural coalescence of, like in all human society, right?
Right. So besides the players and the people who are doing that, we have the other people who are electricians and mechanics and people that keep things going and all that. Though I assume that all the sports people have alternate, secondary jobs like hotel management and things. But
Oh, the real mark is of being someone who's important in a thing. You become pro.
okay, that's a title that you get.
You don't have any other duties.
Ooh, okay.
You've gone pro, right? Because everybody else is like,
Has it evolved into sort of an aristocracy where like the pros are sort of, a higher class?
I mean, they don't have to work, right? They just have to be
I
shit
think
hot.
and I imagine that we have a class of statisticians as well, people who track the stats for everybody, who make up the baseball cards and all of those things for people and adjust them and track all of those things. Hype. So we've got these different teams and leagues. Like what's the designation? Is it colors? Is it some kind of weird like thing that people don't know the reference for, like Manchester United, or are they like mascots and characters? Like what's the organization of these different teams, or is it very scattered?
Um,
Oh, I'm asking Hype this one. This is.
Oh, sorry. It's just I got confused between hype. Is it because I thought you were referring to like the people who do the stats as like
Oh, okay.
the hype?
Oh,
I
no, that's
apologize
okay.
for just yeah. Because before we move, can I say that the maybe the elderly are the ones who do like the stat? When you retire out of the thing, you become part of like the audience. They're
The
called right?
oracles.
The oracles. Yeah.
That's cool. Like the scorekeepers.
Yeah.
I like that.
Scorekeepers.
I think I like the idea of mascot, like animal and other weird related mascots. Like there could be mascots that are based off of a particular set of tasks or duties, like the pipe fitters, the pipers,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. But then there are the dragons. That tickles me.
Yeah.
I like
A weird set. We'll say like there's 8 of those through there, so we can eventually give them names and images. What is the team mascot that Hype belongs to?
I'm going for it. I'm going to go with the dragons.
Okay.
I like that. That amuses me.
I thought for sure you'd go with the goblins, but there we go. So
Oh,
dragons.
Now you said it. Oh nope, dragons. Stick with dragons. But man, you're better than me.
So Cole, this wonder liquid, alternative to Nuka-Cola, the Electrovic. What are the like? There's a big flavor. It's the one that everybody wants to have. What are a couple of the like secondary flavors? Like when you get the variety pack of Gatorade, everyone wants to drink the red, but then there's the I got to taste the one that really tastes like sweat, the green one. So what's the big flavor for Electro Fizz?
The number one, Tangerine Dream.
Ooh, okay. A vivid orange. Okay. And what's the the one that, like, after everybody's selected out the bottles, what's the flavor that's left behind?
That is the apricot blast.
Oh, is it that it's weak, that it's too strong, the flavor is a little more chemically? What is it about that one?
Yeah, I think it's chemically. It doesn't taste like anything that's real. It's supposed to be apricots, but it doesn't taste like any sort of real thing in the world.
Right, it was the last one that was introduced and brought there. What's Fizz? What's the most dangerous and unusual sport played within the complex? Maybe even the one that's kind of evolved to be like a little bit more dangerous just because of the nature of things.
So not sporty. I have no idea about sports. Sorry, this also Rich just made me like nearly jump when suddenly a figure appeared over his shoulder.
Yes. And you can make one up. I mean, roller
I just got
derby,
what's quite a I think
some sort of made up version of cricket.
yeah, I'm trying to think of a sport that's completely innocuous that you could change into something horrific, right? Like you know what? It's full contact basketball.
I
Yeah.
have to X card that for a reason.
Okay, sure.
You'll see
problem.
later.
Okay, sure thing.
But
Then it is it's not roller derby. It's going to be golf actually,
okay.
because the thing is it is crazy golf, and it's crazy golf that has developed in a fallen part of the vault. Like that is the course, you know. It is like and you know, like you know how in Galaxy Quest, like who built these things, like the slamming doors and the things like that. It's like that area of the vault, but it's been turned into like the world's biggest crazy golf thing.
I like that. So we got that kind of combat golf that it's still like the other part of the vault has that sort of reconfigurable, but maybe they don't know how the program works anymore. So you taking your life into your own hands.
Yeah, and the coach of that generation was clearly like, this was intentional. We were testing you. And really, it's like, no one knows how to fix this. Oh, God. kind of thing.
I like that.
What could it be called? Electro golf.
Electro
right?
golf.
Yeah, because it's branded.
So, hype.
Yes, sir. Yes, coach.
How did you get in this absolutely fucked up situation? The three of you are outside, and right now you are pinned down by raiders. How did this happen? Like, what were you going out to do?
Well, Fizz, she had her own reasons. I just wanted to visit Keiko. She wasn't far away, so she told me she wasn't far away. So it just seemed like a good idea, sir.
And kind of roped in a couple of people, or did you hop along with a patrol, or what do you think? Hype.
Oh, Cole told me that it would be fine.
Yeah. So the three of you were heading out. There's maybe a trade post crossroads a ways away, and that's how the three of you ended up out here. There was some promise of tobacco on the offing, Fizz. Cole, like, where are the three of you pinned down? Are you inside a building? Are you on a roof? Are you in a basement? Where do you think you are?
I think there's some old wagons that were in a circle that were amidst sort of on a bit of a rise.
Yeah, like an old transport caravan broke down a while back, and you got jumped just as you got there. You're not sure how many of these raiders are out there, but a few shots have been fired off, and now you're in space. And Fizz, what started the fire on these wagons?
What started the fire? Are they our wagons?
No, they're old, broken down
Oh, I see.
wagons.
Yeah, like old bleached by the sun wood,
Yeah. I think that what started the fire was, well, I think it was the plasma gun, the badly malfunctioning ramshackle plasma gun that one of the raiders has.
Okay, yeah, it fired off. You heard a scream from over there, and probably saw
Yes, yeah.
that went up. But it did, the bolt hit one of these wagons, and these things are like tinder wood. So right now you're inside a circle that is just starting on fire. There are raiders outside. It's getting on dusk, but now you've got this smoke. You're not sure how much is surrounding you. Everybody, tell me what your, and this is just the absolute value is of your perception plus agility. Rich, what is
15.
your? Rich, you said 15?
No, that was me. Sorry.
Oh, Cole 15.
Yeah.
Hype
13.
and Fizz.
13.
Okay. And let me check my notes on the Raiders here real quick. I have stats written down.
You're gonna be rolling dice.
I will be rolling dice.
Doesn't that get you kicked off the gauntlet? Or
It does,
Yeah.
absolutely. I get a demerit. I get a yellow card. Oh yeah, we have to figure out about punishments and demerits and penalty boxes and things.
Nice.
We'll come up with that later. But so Cole, let's start with you.
Okay.
Getting on dusk. Part of this circle of these old wagons around you has caught fire. Old transports, smoke kind of rolling up. What do you want to do?
I think I will yell out, look, this isn't going to end well. You might as well pack up and head out of here. There's no need for bloodshed. We don't have anything valuable. Try to talk our way out of this.
Try to talk your way out of this. All right. Let's see. They have you at a disadvantage to their belief, but maybe you'll at least get them. I think the possibilities here. We'll see. There may be some AP spent right now. To maybe get a moment to do more parlay or to gain an opening here. So yeah, let's have you roll speech. So speech plus charisma. So for you, that is a 12.
Okay.
And 5s or less on the D20s are going to count as 2 successes.
Right. Or if you roll a 1, right?
Yep.
And if you roll a 20, then it's complication.
Complication.
Okay.
Yep.
So these kind of purpley dice over here, those 20s.
That seems like 20s. Yep. Those
right.
those octagons.
And if I give you an AP, then I can get a third die, right?
that you could.
You know what? Let's do that. Let's have
I
some
will
fun.
absolutely take that AP because I will be
should
using that right
I
away.
Create another 20-sided.
Yeah.
Okay. Yellow on. All right. So I'm gonna roll all 3 of these.
Yeah, I think difficulty is a 2 right now.
Okay. Said I lost connection.
I have to refresh.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't look great. What did I say my number was? 12? So
12s.
I got 1 success. I
One
think.
success. So you shout that out, and I think you'll hear the guttural laughter of these people. They don't shoot, and they say, "Oh yeah, just come out. Oh yeah, we'll talk. Just come out, and we'll just absolutely no problem. You just come out here, and we will chat with you and everything will be fine. I'm sure you've got nothing.
I'll just
Think he's lying.
cock
He's
my
lying,
rifle and
Cole.
say, you got to try. All right, we'll have to do it the hard way.
Hype, what do you want to do?
Well, I did bring my tomahawks, so I think the best reaction is action.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pop up around, try to find one of those guys that's talking to us, and just fling a tomahawk at him.
Okay.
That's
So yeah, I
that
think that's fair.
answers most problems.
I think because they're, you have to pop up, you have to throw, and they probably have a little bit of cover. I think this is difficulty 2 there.
Okay.
Okay. So that's agility plus throw.
Okay. All right. That is a tag skill for me. My target is a 12. I'm rolling 2d20. Upper left-hand corner. Here we go.
Yeah.
There's a 6 and a 4.
So that's 3 successes
Goodness.
because your
Goodness
4 is your
gracious.
tag skill gives you 2. So that's 3
Yep.
successes. So you have that
I
extra
will
AP.
give an action point to the group then by doing
Okay.
that, right?
Yeah, or you
So,
could
there
spend
you
it on
go.
extra damage.
I could. Can you roll the damage and then decide to spend an action point to make it worse?
No. No.
Okay. Well, my tomahawks do 4 combat dice of damage in close range. Are we in range? Like, is this
Yeah, I
close?
think
'Cause I don't
you're
wanna-
close. They've gotten so that they can get the shots at you. They don't want to fire wildly with their ammo.
Sure. They probably don't have much to give. I'll just roll. Sorry. Is 4 combat dice pretty deadly?
So 4 combat dice.
That's what a 10
means
millimeter does. So I'd imagine
Yeah.
it's not
it's not bad. It's bullet time here, buddy.
okay. I'll just do the 4 dice. I'm gonna move these 4 dice to the right of our cool image and then roll them.
Okay. So
Wow.
that is 5 points of damage. First of all, just so you know. Plus, does your tomahawk have any additional effects?
I don't think it does. Let me see. Suppressed. So something suppressed for qualities and thrown and physical and piercing 1. So I don't
piercing
know.
1?
Oh yeah, piercing 1. So there
Okay.
you go, piercing 1.
So we look at that. Piercing 1 means ignore that many points of the target's DR for each effect rolled. So any armor that this guy has is ignored because you've hit that 3 times there. And you said and suppressed isn't anything. So I think suppressed must mean quiet. I have to check on that. But you will pop up, you fling that out, and let's have you roll hit location.
Oh yeah. The sound effect in my head of VATS. I roll a d20 for that.
Just a flat d20, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll this. The one that's currently showing as a 13 is my. I'm gonna select it and then I'll roll it. Oh my, that is a 20, which is a right leg. You'd think a 20 would be worse. Sorry.
Yeah. This guy stands up, is standing up, kind of laughing, and you pop up, and this tomahawk goes like right into his leg, and you'll hear the bone crack as you drop that into him, and he falls to the ground screaming, because that's like effectively you've shattered his leg there. He's not dead, but that was more than half his health on his leg there. So he is crying out there from that tomahawk hit. I'm sorry.
You guys should run along now.
Fizz.
Oh, wow, that's a bad hit. He'll never run the same way again. You know, he'll never do the 20 yards in 10 seconds with a leg like that. Not unless you let me help him. I can help him. Tag me in, coach.
You also want to try and get a little bit of an opportunity here, or
yeah,
are you just talking as you're shooting?
No, I'm gonna wave my like medic bag, like over my head, like from behind the cover. I'm gonna say, I can throw those all day long. He can hit the bullseye at 50 paces. He's the complex's star javelin thrower. You don't want to get between him and your goal. You guys just don't cut it. You want to throw in the towel now, and I'll make sure that we all get slices of lemons before we go home. Okay, guys?
Let's have you roll speech plus charisma. I
Yeah.
think our difficulty is still 2, and the
Yeah.
possibility of success here is pretty much just getting an opportunity.
I mean, Cole told me that we had to try, so I'm
Yeah.
trying. Sorry, my roll with me is doing that thing where I have to reconnect every 5 seconds. So what do I roll? I roll.
You roll 2d20. You are
2d20.
looking for your charisma, which is a 6, plus speech,
Uh-huh.
which is a 2. So that's an 8 or
8.
less. And you
Okay.
would like ones.
Like ones. I don't get ones. I get 14 and 12. So I fail, I believe.
So I think that you kind of maybe expose yourself a little there when this happens, to kind of stand up to maybe make a little bit of waving, and they don't listen. And I think there is a shot that is going to be taken at Hype, and a shot that is going to be taken at Fizz here. So Fizz, I believe the target number to hit you was a 1, but I think you've also got cover just because of where you're at. So we're going to put that difficulty at a 2.
Okay.
So they're going to fire off, and you can tell they've essentially got those junk pistols that they're firing off, which is why they've gotten as close as they have. So I'm going to roll my 2. Thank you. Yeah, the thank you, Cole. The suppress thing is not in the starter set, but is in the main book there, as I recall. So I'm going to click those 2 dice. I'm going to roll this. And they'll fire a shot wildly at you, Fizz, and they will miss. And Hype, same thing. Difficulty 2. Another raider will take a shot at you.
Fizz blows a whistle and dies back behind cover. Foul ball!
Fizz, you are hit.
Do you mean Hype? Because you just said you're
Sorry,
rolling against Hype.
sorry, Hype. I apologize.
Okay.
So this is, let me get the damage numbers on this. Rich, would you roll me a d20?
I'd rather not, but okay. An 8.
An 8. So I believe an 8 is the torso.
Yes, it's a torso.
Torso. So 8 hits your torso. So your damage will apply to this. I'm going to take these top 3 dice for this pistol. 1, 2, 3. Roll that. So you are going to take 3 points of damage. What's your armor there?
Nothing.
Nothing. So you're going to take 3 points of damage to the chest.
My health says 10, so I'm at 7.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, boom, hit you with a shot. Is this the first time you've been shot?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a completely new sensation to you. You get hit by that. Let's 5. Is there anything on special on this pipe gun? No, they don't have anything special on this. So, except unreliable, which means if they roll a 20, those break. So fires it off, hits you in the chest, kind of knocks the wind out of you, and it's clear that these raiders mean business. Cole, what do you want to do?
I'll just say, hell, and I'll chamber around and I'll wheel around and shoot one of them with my hunting rifle.
Okay. So you pop up, aim, spot one of them, and take that shot. Both of you and them are both under, like, have things between you and them. And so difficulty is a 2.
I remember this game that has a what minor and major action. I think minor you can aim. It gives you what a reroll on one of your dice.
Oh yeah, let's look at the minor actions are to aim. Yeah, if you aim, you can re-roll a d20 on the first attack. However, right now you are popping up
Okay.
from behind cover.
Okay.
So that's your minor action essentially, is to pop up and pop back down.
Okay. So I'll just take a straight up shot then. Let's see. So small guns is 6. The percent or agility is 8, so that's 14. And I will. I'll just roll that.
Okay.
I think I have, and then I have a perk. Center mass that allows me to reroll 1 too. So
Okay.
and I automatically hit the torso. So let me roll. Oh, ugh, that's terrible. I'll get my free reroll.
Okay.
Oh, and I got a 1. So that's 2.
That'll be 2 successes. Now you could spend luck to re-roll the other.
No, I'll just ride with the
Okay.
2. 2 was enough to hit, right?
Yeah, that is enough to hit. So what's the damage with that?
It has 6.
Okay, then grab 6d6 and roll those.
All right. One,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, and the effect, which is piercing 1.
Okay. So they'll go past armor. It's 5 points. You hit them in the torso. So we'll hear this guy, cough blood as he drops back down. That is a significant hit for him. And it bypasses their raider armor. I think you can tell now that there are 4 of them. 2 of them are very badly wounded. 2 of them are still up. Hype. What do you do?
Yeah, we're in game time. I can't really go off to the sidelines. I gotta do this. I think I'm gonna throw another tomahawk.
Okay.
That seemed to work okay, but maybe I'll duck this after this.
Okay.
Yep.
Gonna pop up. Are you kind of like trying to follow up on one of the injured, or you want to kind of look and see, maybe catch one of the other
Who's
guys?
the shot at Fizz? Because that guy needs to go down. That guy has to die.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll say that's one of the uninjured folks.
Okay.
Let's have you roll.
So before I roll,
Yeah.
the tomahawk was one of those equipment perks, and it came with 2 + 1 DC tomahawks. So
Oh.
I'd like to roll a single D6. I'm going to put it right by the 1 = 1 damage and roll
Sure.
that to see how many I've got. And
You've
it turns
got
out I have 4 tomahawks.
4 tomahawks. Nice.
Well, 3 now, but 4 in toto.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now, generally with those, you can recover them unless you roll a 20, in which case tomahawk
Sure.
is going to shatter.
These are mighty fine tomahawks. They got little dragons on them.
Oh.
Snake coming up by the blade and everything. It's very cool.
snake's
My
fine.
mom painted it. I gotta get them. Okay, here we go. Oh, an 18. That would be a miss.
But the 4 with your throwing's a tag skill, right?
Yup.
So that's 2 successes. So you will hit them.
Oh goodness, I guess I will. All right then, I'm gonna roll my 4 dice. I'm gonna move those over to the right of our picture.
Okay.
Highlight those and see what we got. Piercing.
Okay.
And then 1, 2, 3,
4 points of
4.
damage.
Yeah.
So, and let's see your location. D20.
I'll roll the pink die.
Yeah.
A 7, which is
So torso. Yeah. So guy kind of staggers back. 3 of the 4 are wounded now. But they've still got guns. Their morale is probably a little more shaken than it was before. Fizz, what do you want to do?
I think I would like to. It says in the cheat sheet, doesn't it, what you can do as a minor and major action, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
So minor actions are aim. If you were kind of standing in place, you could aim. You can draw an item out. You can interact with something. You can move, or you can take a chemical.
I will aim my my 10mm pistol, and I will shoot at.
So
Okay.
if you want to pop up to get a shot at them,
Uh-huh.
my assumption was that you had popped back down. So if
Yes.
you
Yeah.
would pop up to do that, that'll be your move, minor action.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That'll be my move, minor action, and then I will take a shot.
Okay. What
Let me
is
just
your
read.
small guns?
My small guns is 1, and my agility is 6. So
Okay.
I'm gonna roll lower than a 7.
7 or less. 2d20.
That's a 3. 14 and a 3.
So that is right now a miss because the difficulty is a 3.
Okay.
Now you could spend luck and re-roll that 14 and maybe have a chance of rolling a 7 or less, in which case you would hit them.
So the difficulty raises it from the 0 up to it, and then your sort of success is in between your value and the difficulty.
Yeah, you need
essentially.
you need to get 2 successes to hit them right now. And you've
Okay.
got 1 right now as it stands.
Okay. No, I don't understand. But I'll work it out at some point.
Yeah. Right now, to hit you or to hit them, you need 2 successes.
Okay.
And right now you're looking to get a success on the D20. You need a 7 or less.
And it's 2 successes because.
So it'd normally be 1 success if they were out in the open.
But because they're behind cover.
Behind cover, you and them are both kind of like
2.
keeping something, like keeping yourselves relatively well concealed.
And difficulty means
how many successes you need to hit them.
So it's difficulty 2.
Yep.
Okay, so I had difficulty 3, which is why I was so
Oh,
confused. Sorry.
no.
No, sorry. Thank you. Oh, I rolled a 20, so that's a crit fail, I believe. Complication.
Yeah. So I
spend a
think
point of luck and it goes horribly wrong for me.
so I think it's at that point when you pop up and take that shot and miss that you will hear this whoosh, and like now almost all of this wagon that is surrounding you, the fire has spread, and you realize that the 3 of you are inside a burning ring of fire.
It burns.
Now, the good news is that they can't see you anymore. The bad news is you're in a burning ring of fire that is getting very hot here, and unless you do something, the 3 of you, you are going to have to deal with the flames possibly igniting you, or having to do with the smoke inhalation or something like that. So on their round, they can't even see you. So that they are moving, maybe trying to tend to their wounds. It's really hard to see what's going on. And over the crackle of this fire, you can't even hear what they're doing. Cole, you look, you see that Hype is injured.
Fizz ducks back down in the smoke and goes, okay, coach, what's the game plan? What's our play here?
I think I would want to try to lead these guys down that dry gully over there and try to sneak away, if possible.
Absolutely.
Except it's a circle, so do we have to go through a piece of fire? I
They
assume?
do.
All right.
So
We either move or we burn, boys.
So I think it's a sneak. So we're going to do sneak. I think it's difficulty 1 for you to get out of here. Difficulty, if you get 2 successes, you can get everybody out of here. If you get 3 successes, you can get everybody out of here, and we won't worry about the fire. Like, you can find us a way through. Does that seem like a fair way to do that?
Is this a group action maybe, or it's just me rolling?
Yeah, let's do it as a group action. If the other 2 want to spend, do you want to spend your actions assisting Fizz, Hype?
Oh, absolutely. I'll help.
Yeah. So
Fizz,
how this works?
You want me to carry you? I'll carry you.
How this works is you're assisting. So you will also roll your stealth roll, but each of you will roll a d20, just one.
Mhm.
And any successes that you get will add to the group action.
Okay.
Okay. So Cole, let's start with you.
Okay.
This is a good action for you. Sneak
Yeah.
plus agility. So that's an 11 or less, and 3s are 2 successes.
And I also have a perk. I don't know if it fits here.
let's see.
Ghost, whenever you attempt an agility plus sneak in shadows or darkness, the first additional d20 you buy is free.
Oh, interesting. You know what? I think we said it was Twilight. We've got this flames. I will, if you want to take an additional d20, you can do that.
Sure. All right. So I got 3d20 and I need 3 plus 8 is 11.
Yep.
All right. All right. 11, 3 dice. Oh, I'm rolling terrible.
That is
Yeesh.
a terrible roll.
I will spend a luck to re-roll the the 20.
That seems like a good call.
All right. And I
You
still
can when you spend luck, I believe you can re-roll as many of those dice as you wish.
Oh, yeah, I'll re-roll the other 2 also.
Yeah.
Well, I still end up with a complication. I
So-
do get 2 successes.
2 successes right now as it stands, but
So
there
I
is a
need one more-
complication.
We need one more to be clear from these
Yeah.
guys.
Fizz, Hype, will you both roll your stealth? One
You go first,
d20,
Are we're doing one single d20. Yeah,
single d20. So roll that.
Go ahead, because there's
You
only
go.
3 dice. Go ahead.
You go
Fizz,
first, man, because I got to reload
Oh,
it
okay,
anyways.
fine. All right, here we go. I got a 10. Am I trying to roll under my stealth?
Yeah, your sneak is 2 and your agility is 8. So that's
Oh,
success.
okay. Yep, success. Okay,
So that is exactly on. So we've got 3 successes. Fizz, let's see if we can get ourselves an extra effect or extra
Nothing.
action here.
Crap. 8. If only I had points in sneak.
Do not have a point in sneak.
I have no
But
points in sneak.
3 is enough for all of you. I think that Cole, you do in getting them out of there. I think you run a little close to the fire. So I'm going to roll 3 dice for you.
Okay.
And that is going to be 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Essentially, what is it that happens? Like how is it that you get hurt? Is it smoke inhalation? Is it pushing some flaming bits aside? What do we see?
You want to roll the location? That'll help define that, or
Sure, let's I'll roll this d20. So that's a 13. I think that's an arm. If I recall correctly.
Yes, right arm, 3 damage. Does armor apply? Probably not.
Let's see. It's energy. Do you have energy defense on that?
I do.
Okay, so yeah, you can reduce that by 1.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe like we have to crawl underneath one of these wagons, and I'm the last one through, and one of these old timbers falls on my arm and bruises it up pretty badly and get a burn on it.
Okay. So the 3 of you get out and you can make your way, we're going to say right now for purposes of my kind of hard framing, a little bit away to maybe a relatively intact building nearby, or the roof has come down, that kind of thing. You're within line of sight distance of what's going on, but you 3 are safe. The night is falling, the fire is going, smoke is rising up, and maybe you hear in the distance some like shouting back and forth between the raiders. Cole is putting out the arm. What do you want to do, Hype? We're kind of out of combat sequence at this point.
Everybody okay? You all right, Fizz?
Yeah, I'm fine, but what about you?
Yeah, I could use a little bit. Mr. Cole, are you all right? Mr. Cole?
Yeah, I'm good. I just saw Rich was saying I had an echo. Does it still sound bad?
Seems the same. It's not bad. It's just
Oh.
it doesn't sound like your audio is coming from your mic. It's some people.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
I hadn't even noticed it, just to put it out there. So
Okay.
it's that low level. But hype. Come on. Otherwise, you're going to be
yeah,
benched. Otherwise, this could be a career-ending injury if I don't get this treated soon. Okay.
all
Think
right,
about your
Fizz.
team.
No, I am. I just want to make sure the team's okay.
Come on.
There's no I in
Don't make me
team.
bench you. I'm going to run out of sports phrases in one session.
Yeah,
I'm
fair
sure.
enough.
You can Google
but
in between. You got a whole
yeah,
week to
yeah.
learn more sports ball
So,
quotes.
Yeah,
so Fizz,
I'd like to make a
and-
medical roll, please.
yeah, int plus medicine.
Mhm.
Difficulty is 1 because he has 1 injury right now.
Okay. I swear, sometimes when it says it's lost connection to the room, it's lying to me.
Yeah. It's weird. This more often on Sundays, this happens. So
I rolled a 3 and a 15, and I have 13 in my. No, I have 12 in medicine total.
and what is your actual, that's one of your tag skills, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
So what's your number on medicine?
12 overall.
No, the actual medicine
Oh,
skill
5.
itself.
5.
Yeah. So when you roll medicine, any 5s or less that you roll
Okay.
are 2 successes. So right now you've beaten this by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Rich can heal 5 points because that's your medicine skill.
Oh, sweet.
And you can put an extra point back into the action point pool.
Yes, I'd like to do that, please. Yeah. I didn't know that was the side benefit of having a high medicine, in that you
Oh,
heal
it's
more when you
super.
do it.
It's
That's
super
I'm glad
nice.
that I done points in there rather than just being like, well,
Very cool.
It'll be fine.
And my medic, I can re-roll 1d20, so I will re-roll that 15, because why not, right? Like,
Okay.
I can do
Yeah,
that anytime as far
absolutely.
as I can tell. That's 12.
Which is your
That's
thing. So that's another success. So
another point.
yeah.
Cool.
If you want to, I think this is a reasonable thing. If you want to spend that extra AP to treat a second patient, you can heal Cole up too.
I'd love that. Yeah. Why
Okay.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like a reasonable use of the AP from that.
Yeah.
So you get this patched up. We'll assume that this takes a few minutes. You'll see the flames are getting a little bit lower. You hear the raiders like talking. You have a sense that they're kind of watching. You could, while they're talking, get away. Or you could possibly ambush them while their attention is occupied.
Mr. Cole, those tomahawks are real special to me. My mom painted those dragons on them. I really would feel bad if I lost them. But I know it's some nasty business we're doing.
Yeah, do you want to kill 4 people to get your tomahawks back? That's what it means.
Well, these are some dirty raiders who are going to hurt somebody else.
Yeah,
Aren't
they're
they?
in the game. They're in the game. We got to play to win.
All right. I
Yeah,
think what I'll
Hypo's kind of unsure. In the moment that Fizz like gives the business, he's all in. He's all in.
I
so
think
I'll
we
say, you know,
high
you two
five,
flip
right?
around
Like-
that way. I'll just shake my head. I'll say, you know, you two then you go back through the gully and I'll try to get a vantage point to shoot them from afar. And I guess we can do this.
So
All right, Mr. Cole.
So Cole, I want you. We'll start with your sneak roll because I think you're going to set out a little bit to get yourself into position. So let's have you make that sneak roll.
Okay. Let's see.
I think the difficulty is now a 0.
Okay, so this is an auto, but I can get some.
You get some AP from this, I think, because
Sure,
it's
sure.
night. You've got the fire there. They think you're all still in that.
Okay. 3 plus 8 is 11. I can re-roll 1 die because of
Yeah.
ghost. Oops, wrong dice. Oops. Okay, here we go. So I got 1,
Okay.
which I'll re-roll the 16.
Yeah.
And I got
2.
another 1, so I got 2 successes. I'll just add that to the pool, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now we come back to Hype and Fizz. There's probably some kind of signal that Cole gives to indicate that he's in position. I assume
whippoorwill fizz again.
Listen, it steadies my nerves, okay? Supplement, all right?
It's Fizz literally smoking in front of Hype, because
Yeah,
Hype will be
yeah, yeah.
shocked. Like, what in the world are you doing?
Special supplement, okay?
Oh, all right,
Wouldn't work
coach.
for you.
Hey, Mr. Cole said he'd make a whippoorwill sound. What's a whippoorwill?
I remember there was a team in 2015
yeah,
that
the
had the
whippoorwills.
whippoorwills, you know, the
Yeah.
howling whippoorwills.
Yeah. So it's like a howl. All right then. All right then.
Lowell,
So-
did you add that AP or should I? I didn't.
Oh, you should add that to the thing.
Okay, all right.
So Hype, Fizz, you've got 2 choices. You can either like try to sprint, shock, run up on them, or you can try to be a little more cautious and move into position. The difficulty is much lower for the sneak up.
But our skills are much more geared towards the
Yes.
I'm not unsneaky.
Hype, do you want to try and sneak up?
No, Hype's tactics is to be sporting, to run up with a bat and start whacking on them.
Okay.
It would take Fizz saying, "Hey, we should sneak up," before he would consider such a thing.
So let me just quickly look at the math here. I have 6 in sneak overall. I have
You have some
strength. I
action
would have
points
7
to
in
buy extra
athletics.
dice.
Yeah, you know what? Let's hey, I think this is our
Yeah, coach.
I think our play is, we gotta you're strong and you're fast, right? But they've got guns.
Well, I mean, really, it's a team effort.
Yeah, of course it's a team effort. But we can, if we, like we do the old Cincinnati bluff. Yeah. Wait, where you basically sneak up behind them and hit them around the head with a brick.
I guess that's legal out here. Okay, whatever you say, coach. On 3, break.
All right. Hype. Do you want to spend one of those action points to give yourself an extra die?
For sneaking? No,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm good. You
So
can do that, Fizz.
Yeah.
Hey, cool new pick for Fizz. I see the pick for Fizz now. No wonder he has a crush on her. Goodness, she's a looker. All right.
So
2d20?
10 or 2d20, you want a 10 or less.
I'm imagining
I
the
got it.
makeup is like sports makeup, like
Do
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
use that extra AP that you got to kind of cover Fizz and bring Fizz along?
Yeah. I
Okay.
do.
So the 2 of you move over into position. Let me ask you, Cole, did you tell them wait until I shoot? Or did you say when you attack, I will shoot?
Probably I'll cover you, so yeah, go ahead. They make the move and then I'll cover them, shoot
Okay.
whoever's, about to hit them in the head.
So you're at the edge of the darkness, the 2 of you, you've made your way around, and you'll see one raider is kind of standing up and kind of keeping watch. Another one is basically got these dirty, filthy bandages that he's tying around one of the guy's legs. And then there's another guy who's standing there who's like leading a little bit from the chest, sore, but you see he's like doing this, like, ooh, it's pretty well balanced, like swinging the tomahawk around, like, ooh, I like this.
that's when the Kill Bill music starts, right?
Dun, 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 dun. Hype.
Yeah.
What do you do?
all right, I'm gonna sneak forward with I got my bat out, and it's best to, grip with both hands. So I'm gonna move up, and none of them have weapons except for Tomahawk guy. And it'd be sure embarrassing if I hit one of the other guys and the guy with the Tomahawk hit me with the Tomahawk. Mom would never forgive me for that. So I'm gonna whack him.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Uh,
swat him.
So
I gotta
this
swat it.
is a
Can I,
melee.
can I aim during this period?
Yes.
Just because I want to shoot whoever, the people with the guns probably. That would probably be
Alright.
my first bet.
Height. Let's start with your melee weapon.
Okay.
The
And so
melee
that
plus
would be,
strength.
yep, strength plus melee. I like
10 or
that melee.
less.
Yep, 10 or less.
Do
Here
you
we
want to
go.
spend? Do you want to spend one of the action points of the 4 that you have?
Fine. It's a good idea, so I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll mark that down to 3. Goodness,
Okay.
I feel so selfish. It's not really. I mean, but it's for the team.
Okay.
Gosh.
I'm going to. So
I'm
right
gonna
now,
what? I'm sorry. You were going to do
Oh.
a thing.
well, I'll save the action point spend on my thing until the next person goes. So right now you're at 1 success, which is going to be just enough to hit them because it's a surprise. Do you want to spend luck and re-roll?
Nah, a hit's a hit. It's
Okay.
good enough. It's fine.
Then
Really, it's about putting the
roll.
ball in play.
Let's have you roll hit location.
Okay. I'm gonna roll that pinkish die.
Okay.
17.
So that's a leg.
Makes no sense.
I know.
Okay.
But you come up and you swing low. This guy turns and you take that swing there.
All
Now,
right.
mind you, don't forget you can always call hit location.
Oh,
He stumbles
do you do
backwards
that?
and you go down, right? Like that makes sense. You're aiming for his head
Yeah.
and you like stumble backwards.
I
you
think
catch his
increases
leg
the
on it.
difficulty by 1.
Yeah.
You call
Oh,
location.
well, I'll certainly be doing that from now on. I'm gonna call
Yeah.
him a shot.
Okay. Gonna point
Okay.
at him.
Yep. I'm
Roll
gonna
your
roll my
damage.
4 dice. Here we go. So the one's to the right of the pick. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And all the effects are of a bat, which I think are nothing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing is this guy's already taken those hits from the bullets before, and you bring this in like what happens there when you drop this guy?
I think it's a compound fracture, right? It's one of those where it just snaps.
Boom, we get a little bit of that slow-mo and the ragdoll physics, and then he drops to the ground there. And the others are like, we see them, grabbing for their, like leaning over to grab for their pistols. The one guy who was standing watch is going to spin around. I'm going to give Fizz a shot and then Cole.
Okay. So we have 3 AP left, is that right?
You have 3 AP left, yes.
Okay, and with 3 AP, I could buy a D20 for the roll.
Exactly.
Right? Which I should need to do beforehand,
Yep.
before I roll, right?
Yep.
So I'll roll with 3 D20s
Okay.
against my small guns rating of 7. Not great. Those are all failures. I will.
Okay. Your aim allows you to reroll one of those dice first.
Oh yeah. So I'll reroll the highest one. Why not? That's a 3.
3. So that is a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead if you want and roll your damage.
And 3 is torso, isn't it? So is that right?
Roll another die for that, for your hit
Okay.
location.
What kind of die is that?
D20.
D20.
You used an AP, right? I'll reduce it.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's torso. Hit him right in the torso.
Okay, and I roll 4 damage for the
I believe so.
for the pistol. 5 for 3, 3. So
So
3,
you're going to
3
do
is-
1 point of damage. But you do an effect. Are there any special effects on the gun? Any tags that it has, like piercing or anything?
just close quarters.
Okay. So that will hits him in the armor. He is still up.
He's still up.
We're going to take Cole's shot now.
Okay. I'll hit that same, I'll hit the one that was already damaged in the chest. Might
Okay.
as well try to finish him off. So let's see. I'll go ahead and use an AP2. Why not?
Okay.
So 3 dice and I need 6
Can I-
plus 8 is 14. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to
Okay,
pause here.
so-
Yes.
Just looking at the what can I spend AP on? Can I spend it on an extra minor action?
Yeah.
To like bang. Oh shit! Dive out.
Yes,
the
you can
way.
absolutely do that. Yeah. You
Yeah,
can dive
'cause-
back into the darkness there. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So
All right, so
it's
that'll take
kinda
us
useless.
to, that'll use up our AP. That's fine.
good.
So I've got 6 plus 8 is 14. I got 3 dice. I get, I'm gonna use my minor action to aim, so I'll get a reroll for that, and then I get a reroll for center mass. This should do something good here.
Oh
All
yeah.
right,
1,
1, 3,
2.
5. 5
Yeah.
hits. And I
So
can
difficulty is a
reroll.
1. So you've
I'm not
got
gonna reroll.
4 AP.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead. I only needed 1. So I could use it to do more damage.
You could buy 4 extra dice of damage.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll buy 1 extra die of damage and I'll put 2 back in the pool.
Okay.
So I think that takes us up to 2.
Yep.
All right. And
You're
I
rolling
get to roll
6
7
dice or 7 dice.
7
7
dice. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Can you use
6.
AP on ranged attacks?
Yeah.
Because on the cheat sheet it says.
I think
extra
it uses
melee
an extra
damage.
bullet. I think if I spend an extra bullet, I can increase my damage.
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
actually you don't even use AP on range. You use bullets instead, don't you?
That's
to do
right,
more
yeah.
damage?
Thank you.
So I'll just, the AP pool will go to 3 then, because I won't use it. I'll just use an extra bullet. So
Okay.
I'll take myself down to 20 bullets. And I'll do 7 dice. Here we go. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7 damage and an effect, which is piercing 1.
Yeah. What's the location?
It's always chest for me with
Oh
my,
yeah. You hit this guy in the chest and he just twitches and he collapses back and the guy with the dirty bandage is like, why? And is going for his gun. The guy who got hit by the bullet is going to take that shot at hype. Going to spend my AP on the shot. Take myself down to 0. I've been waiting on this and turns and fires off with this pistol at you and completely misses. Goes past you there. The other guy is gonna draw out and goes charging out after you, Fizz. And essentially has to draw his weapon and then move. So there is a guy with a tire iron who has run out and is looming over you, but doesn't get a swing this round because that's everything. Hype. Guy with a gun on you, guy who's chasing Fizz down.
Yeah, I'm running after the guy who's chasing Fizz down. I'm gonna whack him.
Okay.
Even though I'm turning my back on a guy, he's gonna shoot me in the back, and that's a terrible play. I'm bad at
So
this.
you've got some AP. It's a move action. You get up behind him. You can roll that melee attack roll.
All right, I'm gonna sure do that.
Do you want to buy an extra die?
Ooh, we do have 3 action dice, and I
Yes.
really need
And
this
it's
to go
close
well.
to the end of the session, so this would be a good time to do
Indeed.
that.
It seems that I will do that. I will reduce our action points down to 2, and I'll roll 3 20-sided dice. Here we go. That appears to be 3 successes.
3 successes. What is your melee?
My melee is a 3.
Oh, so just outside, but 3
Yeah, just
successes enough.
barely.
That's 2 extra successes on this guy, which you could spend for damage right away if you wanted.
I think I will. Has this guy been hurt before?
No.
All right, so yeah, it's definitely a thing. Sorry, there's a real and direct threat to the Rogers household that my dog is making us aware of.
Clear and present danger.
Yes. Yes, sir, Mr. President. Oh, that one didn't roll.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'll take 1 damage, but okay, I guess this is
1,
determined to be
2,
a
3,
1.
4, 5, 6, 7. Roll where you hit him.
Oh, yeah. Right.
D20.
Roll the pink die. Here we go. Come on, head. Come on, head. Oh, I should have called it. Dadgum. I got to remember this stuff.
So,
There's a lot
so you're
going
going to
on.
catch him in the torso with this bat and drop him. What does that look like? Like,
I think I hit him in the back.
okay,
It's a thing where I just way overhead and he's running, leaning forward, and I just crack him on the back.
he goes down, face in the dirt, and stops moving. Fizz, what do you want to do?
There's still one raider left, right, with a gun.
Yeah, who's like, we see him spinning around, tracking hype to take that shot.
I will shoot him, and if I understood Jason correctly, if I successfully hit him, I can spend extra bullets to do more.
Yeah.
So I think I have fired.
I think your rate of
twice.
fire is, I think, a 2, so you can spend 1 extra bullet.
Okay. So I will.
Burn an action point to give you another D20.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. I will also. Like I think I'm gonna aim and shoot
Yeah.
over. Yeah, hype shoulder. Yeah.
3D20, re-rolling
Okay,
one of the
re-roll.
D20s.
Sorry, it's doing the thing again.
With the spending of the action points or the bullets to do extra damage, you can decide after you hit if you want to do that.
I can, but oh, I see, for the damage
Yeah,
effect.
yeah.
Eesh.
Would you like to re-roll that 20? Because you can.
Yes, yes, I would. That's much better. That's 2 successes.
2 successes. So you have an extra action point, which we can put back in the pool. But if you want to spend that extra bullet, you can roll. It's normally 4, right? So 5 D6s for damage.
Okay. 6, 5, 6, 3, 5, 3, 4. So another 1 point of damage, right?
So 6, 5. That's, each of those are 1, and the 3s and the 4s are ignored. So 2 points of damage. Where's the location?
Oh yeah, I need to roll location. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Torso again.
Torso. So you'll hit him there. For that, he is still up, but he does take the hit. And we're back to Cole.
Okay, this is the last one, or there's 2 left? I
That's the
forget.
last one.
All right, so I'll shoot him.
Okay.
So small gun 6 plus 8 is 14. Let's make sure of it. I'll go ahead and use an action point. And 3 dice. I get I'll aim and get basically 2 rerolls, I guess.
Yep.
14, that's 2, 3, 4 hits. I only
Oh,
needed
yeah.
1.
Yeah.
So I'll put the 3 in the pool. We'll have those for next time. And take that up to 4. And then I'm rolling 6 dice. I realize I should not have been able to add a bullet because my gun only has a rate of fire of 0.
Oh, okay.
It's like a bolt action kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll roll my 6 dice.
That's okay.
And 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4 damage with the piercing 1.
Okay. And location?
It's always center mass for me.
Oh, center mass.
Yeah.
And I think that this guy, he's taking the hit from Fizz. He's trying to aim at hype, and that bullet comes down, goes through him, and he just drops to the ground. There's maybe a gurgle. And then all 4 of them are deathly still on the ground. You can get yourselves together. Cole comes back down out of the night. You can grab the tire irons, which are useful. The pistols. I mean, this is junk, but I think between them, there's probably about 15 caps that they have on them. And you realize that you probably need to head back to the vault, given that it's dark. You need to get back. Maybe you can try to make it out to that location to meet up with Hype's sister later. But you need to head back tonight.
So
Get on tomahawks.
you got your tomahawk back.
5
and
caps each.
5
Yeah.
caps each, yeah.
Hold
and-
on, guys. Are we really going to use these bottle caps?
Yeah, this is money, son.
But this is Nuka-Cola stuff.
It's a
We're an
fallen-
Electrovic vault.
It's a fallen world out there, Hype. It's a dark place. Dark times. The war never changes, but the world has.
Electrovic doesn't mean nothing out in the wasteland.
Wasteland don't know nothing.
But we'll make it mean something one day, Hype. I promise.
I'll
Um,
grab a pistol too. Is it just like a 10 millimeter or pipe pistol or a
So it is a pipe gun.
pipe gun?
Yeah,
Okay.
which is a 3 damage, rate of fire to unreliable close.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much ammo do you think?
Oh, let's do this. We'll roll a flat d6 for this, I think.
Okay.
So, three bullets left.
All right.
Times 4 of these guns, so 12 bullets.
Anybody else wanted a pistol? Or,
if
you
only
guys
to have
already
something
got-
to sell, basically.
Sure,
like
sure.
we are in video game mode where we should
Yeah.
take everything and sell everything because we have 8 bullets.
We
Um,
plenty of room in our inventory.
I know it was a bit cheap. It was something that I introduced, but there was a broken energy weapon that did it explode completely,
Oh,
or is it
yeah.
some
Oh yeah,
frag
of course
grenades?
it went up.
Oh, shame.
Yeah, that was their leader who was trying to
Uh,
show off.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you can see that he probably had stuff on him, but all of that went up in a ball of plasma.
Okay. No worries. Don't get right.
If anyone needs armor, you could scavenge essentially arm and torso armor. There's this Raider armor of DR1.
I think that'll look good on you, Hype. I mean, we could recolor that the dragon's colors.
Oh, I mean, I'll be a little out of uniform, Fizz, but if you think so.
No, I mean it'll be like do you know in like the legends say about the teams that would meet out on the ice and they would battle each other. The hockey.
Okay. You bet. All right, whatever helps the team.
Yeah.
Grab that stuff up. I'm going to cut forward to sort of later in the evening as you make your way back to the vault. As you come in through the passageway, there is in the main concourse where they have the like dining hall, which is basically food booths, like hot dog stands and things like that. That's where the food is served. And there's a big commotion. And there's all kind of talk and hubbub and things like that. And you will see kind of the sea of people part, and coach comes striding through, red tracksuit on, comes up to you, sees that you're maybe a little bit worse for wear, a little bit of soot on you and some blood and stuff, and she says, "You three are all right?"
Right as rain, coach. You can put us in.
I'm gonna have to take you off the bench right away. There's a situation. Kind of comes and it takes you and moves you over a little ways away from everybody else and says, the Electrovic processor has stopped working. Your parents are down there They tell me that one of the key filtration units, the proprietary product of Electrovic TM, is broken. We don't have any replacements. I can't hear you.
What are we going to do, Coach?
The Electrovic, but what will we do without Electrovic?
I know.
It's got all the electrolytes
know,
we need.
I am well aware of the importance of Electrovic. We have some stockpiles, but they will run out. But
And all the wasteland knows is Nuka-Cola.
I know. There is information, a legend passed down from coach to coach. There is another vault, a rival Electrovic vault. They are unclean. They play the forbidden art of basketball amongst their sports. But Vault 33, we'll speak of this in a bit once you've had a chance to recover, but there may be a way to find it. And I'm hoping that you can get a replacement from them one way or another. Understand?
I read your game plan, Coach.
Claps you on the shoulders. All right. Good huddle. All right.
Pats us on the ass as we leave, right? Like,
Yeah. How about butt slaps? And that is where we're going to stop for today. That's our hook. That's our setup. This is the end of a quest that you just did. So your luck will reset back up to full. You can go ahead and move yourself up to level 2, which means basically you can either increase one of your special stats or you can take a new perk. And do feel free between now and next time to, if you want to swap around your tag skills or you want to change out your numbers, feel free to do that. That is more than reasonable. I'll check and make sure if there are any other upgrades that you get at the level, and we'll talk about that begin next time, and we'll bring Dennis's character in. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Great.
Let's just do a quick stars and wishes, especially wishes in terms of we've got 3 sessions. What would you definitively like to see next time or beyond? Rich, can I start with you?
You can, and I'm now realizing the flaw of putting myself in the upper leftmost part of the character key.
This is just for today. It will get switched next time.
I'm joking. No. So do you want to do round of stars, round of which? Like, how do you?
I usually do them both together. So let's start with you.
I'm into it. Stars to Jason for like getting into the crunchiness of the system and guiding us towards some stuff. I appreciate that because I'm not going to be that guy very well. Lowell, star to you for the help. The character keeper is pretty great, very well made, helpful. You anticipated a lot of the hiccups that I had at a physical table and cured for it with good presentation of information. I really admire that. Will, I love Fizz and thank you for your willingness to use sports colloquialisms. I know it's got to be painful. I appreciate you doing that for the game, but technically probably just for me. It was great. Wishes. I do want to see Keiko at some point.
Okay.
Or Keiko's remains. This is Fallout. A lot of times when you meet people, they're dead. I'm okay with that. That's not my preferred outcome, but if situations have happened, then situations have happened. Really curious about this dreaded balls and baskets game in the whole Vault 33 thing. So that's going to be fun. I think those are my wishes, though. I'm quite liking this.
Basketball, the forbidden dance. So that's how I'm picturing it there a little bit. Okay. Jason.
Yeah, I like the character keeper. It's good, easy to read for me with bad eyes, and well put together. I agree with Rich, and I like how you guys are like throwing out all of this rah like sports stuff, just within the contrast of the ultra violence of these bloody bodies, these broken bones, just sort of like your eyes are glazed, like you don't even see that, you just keep on going with your sports analogies and whatnot, so that's fun. Yeah, and I'd like to see I think I'm imagining it's coming anyways, but I'd like to see a basketball or a baseball game somehow brought into the narrative. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. And Will.
I just wanted to double check what we gained at the end of that. We can raise a special stat or take a perk. Is that right?
That is at least that. I will check and see if there's some other additions that you'll get for leveling up.
Okay, because I think it says maximum health points increased by one skill to increase by 1 rank, and you gain a single perk is the character advancement on page 49. There is no raising a special attribute as far as I can see.
Oh yeah, you're right. It may be that you have to buy the perk
To gain
to raise the additional.
Yeah. But I tell you what, you just tell us out of the game what you want to do with that, just for next time.
Okay.
But no, I really enjoyed the setting, the world building, everything. I'm glad that we have one grizzled merc, and I'm glad that I chose the Vault thing for that team dynamic. I did have like a whole bunch, and then I got to get my Ghoul Trader character in as an NPC, as Traveling Paul, who I would like to, as wishes, to do some of that scavenging that is the core gameplay loop of Fallout, which is you kill things, you take their junk, and you sell it to somebody for a handful of caps until you've got enough to buy some useful stuff. I would like to do a shopping bit at some point.
Absolutely.
And I mean, my major wish is, of course, that I want to get hold of an energy weapon. A crappy one or a broken one that I need to repair, something,
Okay.
anything to stop me from having to wildly fire this pistol and miss every shot. Yeah. But no, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, I guess that's probably my big wish, though, is interacting with Traveling Paul as our trader and being like, oh, so we found this stuff off the pipe gun, and I would love it if he's an absolute like, oh, these things, oh, just completely taking us for a ride. Maybe Cole's just like biting his tongue over there in the corner.
I like it.
My notes was he's discreet, but is he honest?
You pick one. It's your choice.
Yeah. You get one good tag and one bad tag, right? But great work, and I see why you ex-carded basketball now.
Okay.
And thank you all for indulging my misuse of sports terminology.
Oh no, it was good.
Yeah.
I did debate about this. I was like, oh, we put Will in a bad spot, but I was like, okay, it'll be fine.
It's like technobabble.
Yeah, exactly. I am going to stop the recording.